Marketing your Kindle book, greatest thing on the earth. Easy passive money, more traffic to your website. So I want to find out why y'all are here. If you'll text 22333 and tell me if you're an owner, a marketer, or an author, why y'all are doing that, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I told him I wasn't going to walk around and move away from the camera, but I am. I have a wife, 3 kids, 2 dogs, 10 scorpions, about 15 giant cave roaches, about 60 leopard geckos, a dubia roach colony of about 12,000 roaches, and a mealworm colony of over 15,000 mealworms. So,
just for lunch?
For lunch for the leopard geckos. I currently am partners in one business that is an SEO company. Then I've got this company that does books. Church-going guy, so I have a lot on my plate. If I can make the Kindle books work for me, you can too. So we got a pretty diverse crowd. What do you think, Greg? Did it work good?
It's going to work better for you than it worked for me.
We'll see.
I'll have to mess with it a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
We're testing this out. This is the first time either one of us have done it. And yeah. So as y'all are actually typing in the codes, it's dynamically generating it. And Greg's seen the lady do it. Where at?
At MozCon.
At MozCon, and I overheard him talking about it to another guy Wednesday night, and I'm like, I'm stealing that idea. And so I kind of informed him before I got up here. Yeah. Can you not hear me? All right.
Well, I set one up for something similar at a convention. The software sucked, so I'm working it around for like 2 weeks. They have to reset it each time they put together this. So this is probably a lot more effective.
Yeah, this was actually pretty easy. I mean, I spent 2 minutes setting it up. So, is that any better? Can you hear me better? Okay. I'll try to stay back here. All right. So there's basically 3 reasons to write a book. You have a message to get out. If that is you, I'm sorry, I'm not that guy. Good for you. I'm glad you're here. Messages are good if you have a reason to do it. I want to be famous. Anybody know who Tucker Max is? Yeah, he's a self-proclaimed a-hole. That's about the nicest way I can put it. And he's a pretty famous dude, especially in the younger crowd. He's got 4 books now. All 4 of his books are on how bad he treated girls in college. And they sell millions of copies. Yeah. And he has, it's funny because all his books are on that. He went to law school. He's got his law degree. And he's got multiple interests in multiple businesses now, just because of how big his books became. Third option, this is where I fit in. I want lots of money. Me and money get along pretty well. I don't know about y'all. Alright, this is where we get to the exciting stuff. Kindle formatting. I'm going to pull up one of my books and show you all how I formatted it. I use Office 2013. Alright, so basically, you want your title, your subtitle in there with your author. Here's easy ways to do it. All your normal paragraphs, if you'll format it, or highlight it all, right click and do your formatting for your paragraph. You can justify it. I keep all of mine justified. It looks better when they're on the Kindle because it goes side to side. If you do left align, then it looks all choppy down one side and makes it a lot more hard to read. I always indent the first paragraph just because when you're reading it on a Kindle, sometimes the paragraph spacing, depending, you can only control so much. My Kindle on my phone has different settings than my actual Kindle Fire. So if I look at a book on my phone, it's not going to look the same as it does on my Fire. And just because I have a Fire and you have a Fire, both of our settings can be different. There's no way I can make the Kindle do what I want it to do. I can suggest what I want it to do, but I can't make it do it. Make sense? Yeah, same with web design. That's all I do in there. I keep it, where did my book drop down? So I use Times New Roman. It's an easy font to read, and I keep it at 12. Right? Now, whatever changes you make, I'm really going to screw up this file, just so y'all can see. If I change it to 16, you'll notice that nothing else changes. Up there in my style sheet, if you will right click it, update normal to match selection. Come on, you can do it. Really, why is this done? See, it made a fire. Just like that. It should have done the rest of the book. I'll show you to where you can actually see it. Right. So, if you'll highlight it, make your changes that you want. I'll change it back to 12. And then hit update normal to match selection. It will change all the normal paragraphs in the entire book to be the same. So if you change it on one, it'll change it everywhere. That way you don't have one paragraph in Times New Roman, one in Cosmic Sand, one in Arial. It'll all be the same all the way across. Just to help it look more professional. Does that make sense? We good? All right. All this is pretty standard stuff. This is why, right here, is why I use Office 2013 to do it. Right here's my first chapter heading. How does Google work? If you'll notice on my navigation pane, all my heading 1s are the first deal of my chapters. All my heading 2s are underneath it. Right there is my built-in table of contents. Okay? Y'all can ask questions if you need to, and I'll answer them. If you get lost, go ahead.
Well, when you just changed the paragraph a little while ago, I was going to ask you about the headings. Can you do the same thing for just the headings?
Yeah. Headings, H2s, basically anything in your style sheet. It's got subtitles. I use heading 1 and heading 2. If you use a third heading, it looks kind of stupid because it starts building a whole huge list. If you're debating about using a heading 3, just bold it. It'll look better in the end.
How much space do you leave between the subtitles and the rest of the text?
I believe it's 6 points in font, not font, 6 pixels on top and bottom. Yes.
Is the display pretty consistent between like Kindle Fire, the app, like the iPad app, the iPhone app?
Yeah, the layout will be consistent, but like font sizes, they can change their font sizes, they can change that type of stuff, but it's really pretty consistent. The bonus of doing the H1s and H2s, if I change why does Google work, you'll notice it changes it in my navigation. Up here where you want your table of contents, you just go up here to references, table of contents, and I do the custom table of contents because with the normal ones, they all add a page number. Kindle doesn't work based on page numbers. Just because you have a page 10 doesn't mean in a Kindle it's actually going to be page 10. It may be page 30 because we're talking, I can pull up the Kindle device on my computer, on my Kindle, on my iPhone. Everything has a different screen size. So don't put page numbers because it's going to base it off of location. So hit custom, uncheck the box for page numbers, and change this to 2 levels. So it'll give you the heading 1s and heading 2s. And you want to make sure that it hyperlinks them. That way in their Kindle they can just click it and it takes them to that paragraph. Hit OK.
It'll automatically hyperlink them, or do you have to hyperlink?
It'll automatically hyperlink them. Since I've already got it in there, I want to go ahead and hit replace, and it updates everything. That was way too far. If you notice it changed to why does Google work? So let's say I make a whole bunch of changes to all the titles because I don't like the way they read, or they were sentences and now I want questions. So let's change it back to how. It changes over here. It will not automatically change over here. To get it to change over here, you click on it, right click and hit update field. And it will go back through and re-update everything. You can also do this if you're making a paperback copy, because I know from experience getting page numbers right and then actually having them printed out right is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. When you make adjustments in your paper copy, if you'll just hit update fields there, it will fix all the page numbers for you, and it will make them all on the right side. That's a bonus tip. Let's see, what else was I going to discuss in here? Page breaks. After every section you want a page break. It will help it look so much better. Run-on books are not easy. Where is... Under home, there's this little P. If you click it, it'll tell you every time you have a paragraph, start of a paragraph, and it will show you everywhere you have a page break. At the end of every chapter, you really do want a page break. At the end of your table of contents, everywhere you can, put a page break. Don't put one after your subchapters. Let's see. The layout of your book is so very important. I have 8 reptile books that kind of rotate free book periods that I'll explain here in a little bit. I went from about 12 to 15 sales a month and to about 25 sales a month, just because of what I've changed on my layout. So getting your layout to work for you really helps. So I'm going to kind of breeze through this real quick. When I changed the normal, it messed up all my stuff because I have all these set to normal. But you want your title, subtitle, and your author name. Don't be anonymous. I had one author come to me and I want to be completely anonymous. That's a no. Anonymous people don't make money. Anonymous people don't get book signings. Anonymous people don't get nothing. If you use a pen name, I I'm fine with using a pen name. I would still keep your first name, so like my name is Casey. If anything, Casey Dwayne could be my pen name. Dwayne's my middle name. That way, I'm walking through a crowd of people and somebody recognizes me and goes, "Hey, Casey." I'm not just walking past him because that's my pen name and I don't really go by my pen name. Make sense? Alright. Next thing you want is your copyright disclaimer. You can do a pretty basic one. I actually got this from someone else and just changed it to me what I needed it to say. You obviously want a table of contents just to make it easy for people. And then just go straight into your content. At the very end of your content, if they've actually read your book and read it all the way through, that means they sort of like you. It is time to get them to buy something else. List all your other books you have for sale. This will help build your authority with the person. You're building a relationship. They don't know it, but every book that they read of yours is the more they like you. If they hate you, they will let you know. True story. I will show you one of my reviews here in a little bit, and it's on one of my reptile books. These people hated me. I mean, like, you're like, whoa, calm down, dude. It's just a little short book. It's about leopard geckos. There's only so many ways in the world you can take care of a leopard gecko. You give it food, you put it in a cage. It's happy. So, yeah,
Gotta give it water.
Yeah, water every once in a while. They kind of like water too. After that, the very, 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 very last page should be a thank you for buying my book. Hey, your reviews really do matter to me. It will help me with my next book that I'm going to write. When you turn the page, it's going to pop up a little window that says, hey, please leave a review. Every Kindle device, when they flip that page, pulls up the Amazon page with the spot for them to do a review and leave you hopefully a 5-star rating. That's how I set up my books. That right there, just the way I've got it laid out, doubled my reptile book sales. And I didn't change anything else. No more extra marketing. Nothing. Just adding that. You really do want a couple books. If you have one big book that you're planning on doing, break it up into 3 small books. And then once you get done with all 3, you can combine it to one bigger book and sell it for more. Good? Y'all are awfully quiet. Normally I've got the cans flying up. What's up?
Well, and I don't know too much about the What about images, graphs, charts, things like that?
That's a very good question. You can put any images you want in it. It depends on your goals. It really does. If you're just selling books and not going to ever sell anything else, then I would say put good images in your book. If you're planning on doing other things and you're writing a book on SEO, but your main goal is to get them to buy your SEO course, then maybe your image should be a little blurry, so they have to, below the picture it says click on the image for a high res and it takes them to your site, which now you got them on your site. They can still see the high res photo, but now they can get lost on your site. Make sense? It's a little sneaky, but
not dishonest.
Not dishonest, and it helps you get money. At least hopefully. Or if you can get them on your email list. Go for it.
Okay. If what about I guess coupon codes? I know you said at the end they feedback, if you provide feedback, I would get $1 off the next one, something like that.
Kindle doesn't do coupon codes.
Okay.
If you're part of their KDP Select program, you can give the book away free for 5 days, but they don't do coupon codes. Normally what I try to do in my other books is at the beginning, if I have an audio version of the book, I will give the audio version away for free. And they have to go to my site to get it through an email sign-up form. I can show you all that too. Any other questions? Because we're about to move out of this section and then we go into uploading your book. So any other questions on book formatting or, don't do videos. Do not add videos to your book. You can add the screenshot of the video, but adding a video straight into your book is going to make the download time forever long. It's going to cost you money and time, over time. Just not good. If you want to do a video, do a screenshot of the video, put the video on your website, so you're sucking them back to your site, and let them watch it there. Because most everybody that has a Kindle or an iPhone, they've got internet access, so it's going to work just fine.
Yeah, you said you got the copyright disclaimer from somebody else. Is there someplace that you recommend going, and are there rules on, using that somebody else used, or do you have to legally write?
No, because I'm not a lawyer. I hear all other speakers say, I'm not a lawyer, so do not take any advice I say seriously. But what I did is I just found another book that I liked, looked at their copyright and then typed it out and kind of removed their information. Does that make sense? I guess I could put it on my site, or you can just copy and paste it. I don't really, it doesn't bother me.
I just wanted to know your stuff.
Yeah, that's all I did. I just went and found another book and was like, hey, this copyright looks pretty in-depth. Let's type that out. So, because sometimes you get like a 1 or 2 sentence copyright, and I'm like, how much good could that actually do? So,
Do you have this template on the site, this particular?
no, I do not.
Okay.
I can put it up there. Yeah. If I could put the template that I'm using for my books up on my website, I can do that. That's fine. Any other questions about the book template layout? Going.
Images, charts, graphs, are there any size limit, what size limitations would you recommend? Or is there a width or?
I believe 560 wide is about as wide as you want to go. It may be 540. It's been a while since I've actually looked into it. I believe it's 560 pixels wide. Height, it don't matter because it will scale it down. But the width, some of the older readers aren't as wide, so the 560 is where they say to stop at. You got to remember you're contending with newer Kindles and older Kindles. Some of the older ones really did suck. And are you keeping tabs of how many times I say suck? Last time she kept tabs, and it was like once every 2 minutes. So I'm doing better this time. Okay, sweet. Yeah, just remember, older Kindles really did not do good. All right, let's move along.
Sorry.
Okay.
I know this is talking about Kindle books, but what about the same rules apply for
I'm going to say I have no clue whatsoever because every author friend that I've talked to that's doing the publishing side of it, they are like, if we do go out to Nook and iBooks or whatever it's called, their sales aren't near near as good over there.
Well, Barnes and Noble just closed down their,
Did they?
leader sold or sold it down, it's features in.
Yeah, I stick with Kindle. The sales are a whole lot higher there. One of the authors that I published for, she came to me because Matt Schwartz was getting her absolutely no sales. And it's supposed to be the biggest contender with Amazon, and it just wasn't happening. So, something to keep in mind. All right, Kindle Direct Publishing. It's kdp.amazon.com. I made a short link just because it's easier for me to remember to tell y'all where to go if I do that. When you sign up an account, it's going to ask you for your basic information. They want your social because they got to pay you, so they want to write it off. They're going to need your bank account information because obviously you want to get paid. Pretty simple. It's like any other contact form out there. They just want some basic information from you. Alright. So we're going to go into it. This is what it looks like when you get inside of KDP. Basically, your reports show you how many books you sold every month. They do keep a historical monthly record too, and a 6-week period back. Community is basically a form that every time I've gone into it, it's not been very helpful. KDP Select, we'll go over that here in just a little bit. I'll show you this before I go in and edit on my books. KDP Select has a $1 million a month global fund at this point. Near Christmas time, it was like $1.5 million because people spend money around Christmas. People are getting new devices at Christmas. I'll go into why that's important here in just a second. You would hit new title. I'm just going to edit one of my books for you. All right. This is where you're going to make your stuff look pretty and gain your most of your sales through. Your title for your book. Amazon used to say, we do not like keyword spamming titles. And even at that point, if you went to Kindle and looked at books, they were all keyword spamming book titles. If you'll notice mine, SEO the basics, learn the basics of SEO search engine optimization. I want to be found under SEO basics and search engine optimization basics. So I've got it in there 2 different ways. They don't frown upon that as of yet. So as of right now, that works. It's kind of like Google. They are their own search engine. Even though people think they're a store, they are a search engine. They do very well at it. This book is part of a series. I used to never use this. And then I was listening to one of my author buddies, and he's like, I always use this. So if he's always using it, there's a reason to do it. SEO also deals with internet marketing. This gives me extra keywords in my title because it has parentheses at the end of my title and puts those keywords in it. Make sense? Am I boring y'all so bad you're sleeping? Good. All right. So if you're writing a book, it needs to be part of a series. It don't matter if it is or isn't. It should be part of a series. Any questions?
Does that mean the survivability of the book? You're always trying to set up something for the next episode?
No, that doesn't. It doesn't affect survivability at all.
Or the episodic?
It is
for cross sales, right?
Yeah, for cross sells, for extra keywords that you could possibly help to show up under. So like, I'm hoping this one will help show up under internet marketing. It may or may not, but I'm hoping it will.
Yeah, so if nothing else from that standpoint, just like you sometimes would have a couple of different pages that might be moderately similar, but not identical, and they'd have different titles and so on. Even if you wrote one book, this one book, you could change the headings and some section titles and sell it under 2 copies and have each one be part of a series that had 2. So the nominal extra work to actually would have 2 books.
You won't get away with it.
Well, yeah, that's true. You wouldn't want a cross-sell off that either.
Yeah,
No, you wouldn't. So short of having written 2 or 3 books, how do you have it be part of the series?
This is the only book in that series.
Okay. Okay.
It's the only book. There will be other books that come in the series, but as of right now, this is the only book in that series. The only reason I do it is for keywords. Like all my reptile books, they're in Reptile Care Guides series.
Right, but that makes sense because you got.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of them. But I noticed that on my reptile site and reptile pages that I have, Reptile Care Guide or Care Guide in general came up a whole lot in my keywords. So if it's going to come up a whole lot on my websites, I can guarantee you it's going to come up a whole lot on Amazon. So I wanted to make sure that it was possible for me to show up.
So you're naming the series strictly for an extra keyword search catch.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know if the Kindle books compete with the printed books in the search engine on Amazon?
Sometimes it depends on how it's done. I really haven't. Okay, I have one book under my own name that is a print on demand through Amazon's Creative Space that also has a Kindle version. Then I have 2 books under an author that I publish for that have paperback and the actual Kindle version. The Kindle version outsells the paperbacks every month, all the time. Kindlebacks. That should be, I'm gonna make, that's my new term, Kindlebacks. They're just so much cheaper, so much easier to read, and it's instantaneous. We live in that type of world. Like, even me, I ordered a book from Amazon, and it sucked, because I had to wait a full 24 hours to get the book. Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
If you didn't have the paperback though, or whatever other format, do you think you would have captured those sales?
Oh, yeah.
Book sales?
Yeah, because if most people that have Kindles are actually going to search in the Kindle only section, so it's more of a bonus if you get a paperback book sale. Yeah.
Is there a significant amount of extra work to produce a paperback, or should you just not bother?
It takes about an extra 30 minutes, and it takes me about an extra $20. So if you could spend 30 extra minutes and $20, go ahead and put it in paperback. I'll have to take that back. It's going to cost you about $25 because they have to send you a proof. So it's not that much more work, especially if you base it off my Word document. It's mainly adding page numbers to the footer and changing your table of contents to have page numbers. And you're pretty much done. Edition number, if you have multiple editions that you're doing, you can put an edition number. I've done that on some of my books that I wrote and did not edit and just kind of published, and they sound about as good as I talk, so it's not very good. And your reviews will let you know that they don't sound good. Your description. Let's see. I'm filtering myself as I go, so just so y'all know, because I'm a potty mouth. So I'm trying to filter it out so it's a little more user friendly. Your description, you want it, that's why you use sucks a lot, because that's the only other word I know that isn't really bad. Don't make your description suck. You can use HTML in your description. They do limit what you can use, but don't make it suck. I'll show you the difference. Alright, so this lady right here has been in the ball python industry forever. There's a reason she has the #1 book. It's because her and her husband are the #1 ball python breeders in the US. So, nice pretty book cover, everything looks great. Book description. That's it. There is no way she used 4,000 characters. You want to use all of 4,000 characters and make it pretty. Think of Amazon as a search engine. Your description adds more content. You can add more keywords to it. You can get found other places by adding more stuff.
What's their sales on that?
On ball pythons?
Oh, on the book.
On all of them or just?
Well, as a total, it's a genre, okay. Great work.
That, I don't know. I know since August of last year, I've moved over 20,000 books. Alright, so here's the start of my description. Nice pretty orange. It falls in line with everything Amazon's doing. It's a whole lot longer. I want to make sure that I have as many different terms in there as I can shove in there with it still reading good. You can bold, italics, basically all your normal basics. If you don't know HTML, go sign up for a free WordPress site, use their free editor, and just go to the visual display and then the HTML display. Type everything you want in the visual display, make it look how you want it to look, then hit the HTML display and copy everything out of there. Paste it into your description. Then that's how you get pretty ones. Yes?
Can you do the same thing with like the Dreamweaver or something like that?
On what? Okay, Dreamweaver. I don't know, I've never tried a Dreamweaver. I'm a huge WordPress guy. I'm sure you could. I actually, when was the last time I spoke about this? May 14th, I spoke on this, the same subject, and it was like I have open and greater than signs. As of May 14th, you had to know the HTML ASCII code for each one of those. So instead of 1 character, it took up 5 for each one of those. I explained this to everybody in the auditorium. You have to do it this way. I created a completely separate website, so you just copy and paste and highlight and do what you want. It generates it with all the correct characters in there. I went through all that work. And then I told them of how to do analytics, where you can add an image into it, so you can know what people are coming from. That was May 14th. May 17th, they fixed all this, took away the ability to add images in your description. I'm sure everybody that was there, if they tried it on the 18th or afterwards, thought I was the biggest fool ever, because none of it worked. And it was just like, boom, all of a sudden they changed it all. So, tomorrow, this may all be different. Alright. Both contributors, you obviously want to add yourself as an author. You can also add all these others. You can add editor, forward, illustrators, if you want to give people credit. That's completely up to you. Publication date, leave it blank. because like right now, if I do it right now, it's probably going to be published today. But if it's at night and I'm doing it before I go to bed, it's not going to be published today. It'll more than likely be published tomorrow. If you leave it blank, Amazon will autofill it in when it gets published. If you have a paperback book that was published back 2-3 years ago and you're making it into a Kindle book, you can actually go back and choose a back date of when the book was published on paperback if you would like. You cannot schedule it out, so you can't go forward. If you have an ISBN number, you can add that here if you have it in paperback form.
So you can use the same one for the paper form?
Yeah.
So the ISBN, do you go and get your own or get whatever Amazon gives you?
For most of my Kindle books, I don't have one. I only have one for the ones I did through CreateSpace for the paperback versions, and they will actually give you one if you want them to give you one. So in CreateSpace, you can choose 3 options. You can have your own, where you went out and bought one. You can basically buy one from them, or you can get them just to give you one. I always just get them to give me one because I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible.
So as far as then going and deciding to publish it as an iBook and all these other formats, that was where you need the ISBN.
Yeah, here's the downside of getting them to give you one. It only works on CreateSpace. So
Kindle.
On CreateSpace and Kindle. If you are wanting to get your book published like Barnes & Nobles and all those other places, you're going to have to buy one. So, and I believe you can get, I believe it's like $100 for one, or if you buy more, it gets really cheap. Like 1,000 of them is $1,000, or you can buy one for $100. So, and there's obviously packages in between, but
you don't do it.
I don't. For what I'm doing, I don't do it. Maybe in the future, but for right now, I don't. Public domain works. Basically, if you're republishing Tom Sawyer, that's a public domain work. If it's something you actually wrote, this is not a public domain work. I hold all the rights to it. Nobody else is allowed to use it. We don't like other people stealing our stuff. All right. Categories? Okay.
Do you do anything like searching to find out if people are plagiarizing your stuff?
No. Most of my books have links back to my stuff, and most of the people that are going to scrape it don't actually take the links out. So if they publish it other places, it links back to my site. So I'm fine with that. So I've had one other guy do it that if you're, okay, yeah, you were supposed to stop me earlier because I missed the whole section. I'll cover this section and that section all at once. KDP Select. If you are in KDP Select, if you want to join the program, you cannot publish your book in digital format anywhere on the internet while you're in the program. It's a 90-day program. That is the downside. The downside is pretty rough. You can do it in paperback all over the world. Digital format, nowhere. Not even your website. You can link to your book from your website. No part of the book can be anywhere.
So what's their philosophy?
What's the other side?
The upside, then I'll get you lost. The upside is you are now part of the KDP lending program, so they can borrow your book for free and then return it. You get paid for that. Part of that $1 million that I showed you earlier, you get a chunk of that for every book that people borrow. Normally, normally, I've seen it, Christmas time, it got up to like $2.50 for every time they borrowed your book. Normally, it's about $1.80 to $1.90. So you don't even have to make a book sale and still get paid to do it. And it gets you out in more spots.
Oh, so they're doing kind of an ad thing.
Yeah, if you're part of the Amazon Prime program to get free shipping and all the other benefits, like watching movies on your Kindle, you get like 2 borrows a month, so you can borrow 2 books a month with no charges for you. You will, if you try to skate by and post it other places, they will smash you with a hammer, and it's not good. Yeah, it's an auto-enroll program, so you do have to unsubscribe out of it once it starts.
Yeah, I can't see, based on what you're saying, I can't see not going on the program because they're actually focusing the whole project, and whatever happens after 90 days is up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so like me, all of my books are in it, and they just stay auto-enrolled because I have yet to have a reason to move them to any other platform. There's just not a whole lot of money anywhere else. That's the downside and upside of it. I'm a huge supporter of it. There's people that hate it. I happen to love it.
But they're free after 90 days.
Huh?
They're free of the program after 90 days. Right, are they red tape?
No, they are, during that 90-day period, you can give your book away free for 5 days.
Okay.
So like my reptile books, I have 8 of them, so every other week, one of the books goes free. So here's what happens. They go free on Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday they're free. Tuesday, all my other reptile books, sales go up. And then about the time the next one starts, I'm getting no sales at all on my reptile books. And bam, one goes free, I start getting a lot more sales.
Free samples.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to go there for free ice cream, but you're going to buy a bunch of other stuff too.
Right.
So that's the way I rotate it.
You also see an increase in traffic to your website from the links in the book during that 5 days when they're free?
Those books, I have no links to anywhere else. I know. I am sucking it up on those books. Here, I wrote the reptile books because it's something I like and I'm passionate about. And I figured if I can get those to sell, then I can get anything else to sell. Because I hope nobody in here is a huge reptile person. I've been to a lot of reptile shows. Those are not the brightest people in the world.
No, I don't say that, but I had a bar where that was not the brightest penny in the pile, basically, penny in reptiles.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, there's a lot of business people that do reptiles that they make a killing at it, and it's, I figured if I could sell those, if people are buying reptile books on Kindles that are technology based, then I'm good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't even do, I just set them up and was like, here we go, let's see if it works.
The lowest common denominator, the ones that release them down in Florida. They got no reason to hold this thing no more, so big.
So, all right. Where was I? See, I got distracted with reptiles. Categories. Categories are your best friends and your worst enemies. This is their category list you get to choose from. About 25% of it will match up with what categories Amazon shows out there to their user base. So if you're trying to hit a specific category and you cannot find it, it's because their categories in here suck. There was, again, I'm trying, I really am. If you can select 2 categories. If you will actually just select one get your book through the approved process, and then email Kindle support and say, hey, I want to be in this specific category. They're nice enough to add you there automatically. So if you can't find it in their list, just add one that you want, and then email them and give them where you want to be. Make sense?
Do you ever go to reptile authors and look at their categories?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you do, and then you email them and say, want to be in?
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely, you want to be where the money is. So if all the other reptile books are in 2 specific categories and you're thinking about a different one, don't go there. If they're there for a reason. I could see the question.
And 2 snacks.
And
Two categories?
yeah, 2 categories max. What time do we get out of here? 1:45? 12:40? Oh, wow.
12:45?
Okay, then I've got to speak this up.
12:45 to 2.
That's lunch, right?
All right. Covers, make sure your cover is good. Sucky covers don't get sales. True story. And I'll show you. I'll show you the difference between decent covers and sucky covers. All right. Solid red. Yeah, it stands out. Nobody really likes it. If you'll notice, where does this book cover begin and end? You really can't tell. If you're going to do a white background, put a little black border around it. It'll help it look better. The one I was going to show you actually is gone. Wow, it's actually gone. It was there 2 days ago. It was like a yellow fading out to white, and you couldn't even read the text on the book cover.
So which one of these would you say has the most attractive cover?
I like the first position one, and that's because it's my book cover. So, all right.
The other thing I would suggest is most of the Kindles are black and white. Make sure it looks decent because I do shop for books on
Yeah.
Kindle. All right, make sure it looks decent black and white.
All right. So I used a guy over in Fiverr. That's not the button I was looking for. Right here. $5 gets you a cover. He does a really good job. All my good book covers, he did. All the crappy ones, I did.
What's his username?
I drew designs. I always select the option to get the PSD file. I drew designs. If you go, okay, tokeseo.com/go/Fiverr will take you straight to his page. I do the PSD file. That way, if I need to take it to someone else to get it edited, I have the file to do it. I'm not stuck with just a JPEG file that now they gotta fix. I also do the 2 high-quality stock photos, so it gives him a little bit more room to go find photos to buy to stick in my book to make it look better. He does awesome work. He normally gives me 2 different designs to choose from, so they're both always great. It's normally what the other 3 people I'm asking have to say about it. $20, it's a whole lot cheaper than anywhere you're gonna find If you're planning on doing a full book for another 20, that's not. Space. Yeah, for an extra $20, he'll do the back, the spine, and the back cover for you. Well worth it. He's done all three
designs, right? Design.
I-D-R-E-W design. Let's see. That's that part. So you just upload it once you get to your JPEG file, you're good to go. All right. Digital rights. Once you select this, it is this way forever. You're never allowed to change, ever, 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 ever. Enable digital rights management. That is if you care that you don't want anybody to ever share your book. I never do that, because if they share my book, they may like my book and then may buy other books, because it has all my links in it. Make sense? Questions, thoughts, comments, concerns, fears?
Can you explain it a little more?
Okay, so if I enable digital rights, that means I don't like any of y'all, and I don't want y'all to share my book at all. You can read it, but you cannot share it to any other device. If I do not enable digital rights, then you can share it with everybody in this room. I don't care, because I'm letting you do that. Because if you share it to his, and he's like, man, this guy's awesome, I need to get all his other books. Then he goes out and buys all my other books. I win. So I'm in the winning mode.
Thank you.
All right. Browse for books. You just browse and upload your book. It'll take a little bit to convert. Wait for it to convert. It'll tell you if there's any spelling errors. Most of the time, if you had your book edited, then there's not going to be any spelling errors. If there is, it's words it doesn't know. Like a web crawler, it doesn't know that's a word. I don't know why.
What if I'm publishing a book in another language? You probably haven't tried.
No.
But it's gonna, every word's gonna be.
Yeah, it'll probably yell at you. You can ignore it all. It'll let you. You don't have to. You don't have to care at all. You can preview your book right here. Save and continue. All right. Publishing territories. You can do worldwide, or you can do individual territories. I do worldwide because that means my book is everywhere. Individual territories, you can do United States and UK if you're trying to be more specific. Like if yours is in another language, you can probably just select that country and be fine with it. I will refer to my third slide where it says I want monies. So that's why I choose worldwide. Royalties, 35% or 70%. 99 cents to $2.98, you get 30%. $10 plus, you get 30%, or 35%, sorry. $2.99 to $9.99, you get 70%. So they want you to sell from $2.99 to $9.99. It makes them more money. That's price points people are actually willing to spend often. At 99 cents, you're going to get a really crappy book. Say that my book is 99 cents right now. I normally do a free promo at the beginning at 99 cents to help generate some sales, and then after 2 weeks, swap it over to $2.99. And it completely depends on your market. If you're a lawyer, you could probably get more out of your books. Like all my reptile books were $3.47 because there was other books in that category that were $3.97, and I wanted to be just below them to get some sales and still make some money. You can auto select all the rest of them, and they'll just auto pay whatever. Auto lending is automatically going to be checked if you did yourself in the KDP Select program. And then you just need to check that box where it says I agree to confirm terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. Save and publish. It says 12 hours for English, 48 hours for other languages. It's normally about 3 hours for English, and I don't know about other languages.
I can translate your book to other languages.
What time did you say it was over? I got 15 minutes. All right, so we're going to blast through the marketing section. And what's sad is this is my favorite part. Author Central, you need to set up an Author Central account. I'll go through this real quick. It's authorcentral.amazon.com. You can go in there and claim your books. That way nobody else can claim them. Plus it gives you an author page. So like mine is amazon.com/author/Casey Watkins. You can do your own bio. You can add your blog if you've got a blog. It will display your blog role. You can add your Twitter account so it'll display tweets. If you're doing events, you can actually add events on here, and it will show events to anybody that comes and looks at your feed. If you have videos, you can use YouTube videos. Well, you can. You have to upload them from your computer. You can't hyperlink to YouTube. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It's really pretty simple once you get in and mess around. All right, marketing. I'll show you my marketing slide. It's better, good. All right, friends and family. This is time to hit your friends and family up. Hey, I wrote this awesome book. I don't care if you don't like reptiles. At least read it and tell me that it's awesome. Your email list. If you've been doing this for a while and you've got an email list built up, this is a quick way to make some quick sales and boost your rankings to help you get more sales. Social media is greatness. I could spend 2 hours talking about social media and book advertising. Twitter and Facebook are the two most popular ones. If in your fancy little search window, if you'll search for author, it will pull up every group that talks about authors. You can search Kindle, join the groups, be a part of the community, promote your book. Most of them don't care if you're actually part of the community and engaging. If you just come in there and spam them, they just like spam. They're like anybody else. Twitter, there's a lot of free accounts. A lot of Twitter accounts out there that promote free books. You can just write your tweet with the @free Kindles or hashtag free Kindle books, and it will go out to everybody and searchable that way. It really does work. It sounds kind of stupid. I should close it. Let's see, what else did
I think it's relevant that each community has its own authors folder.
You can find, like, I wrote a book on survivalism. I promoted it to a whole bunch of communities. One of the pages I promoted it to was a survival expo in Minnesota. They never did a stinking thing with it. And then like 3 months later, I get an email from the guy, hey, we want you to come up here and do a book signing. We'll give you your table, we'll do everything you need. You just gotta get up here with your book. And at that point I was like, holy crap, it's only a Kindle book. I can't sign Kindles. I had to make it into a paperback book. I shipped it straight to them. I never even looked at a proof copy, nothing. Because I literally had 2 weeks before to get it there. So just don't think about author groups. If you're writing a love story, find love story groups. There are groups for everything. Email list. Other people's email list. There are 2 sites. BookBug is by far the best. They have high standards. That's why they're the best. If your book is not at least 150 pages long, do not even try. At 101 pages and really good reviews, they said no to me. The second one is bookgorilla.com. They have lesser standards, they're a little cheaper, and it still works pretty well. All right. This is, what did I call this on my slide? I had to come up with a better term than what I had. Outside the box marketing tactics. Amazon reviews. Amazon is awesome. They will show you a list of their top 1,000 reviewers. So right here, she is the #1 reviewer on Amazon. Out of every reviewer they have, she's #1. So if I go to her page, there's her email address. Hey, would you like a free copy of my book? I just launched it on Amazon and you seem to be the best person on this topic. I would love to hear from you, your feedback. I don't care if you like it, hate it. I just want to hear what you think. Bam. Do you know how much authority she has in the marketplace just because of her reviews? Everybody reads her reviews. She's got her own review website. That's like Insta fame. All right. Let's see where am I on my slides. Tool list. Everything you need right here. Microsoft Word is what I use to do the book. I use Hootsuite to schedule out Facebook posts and Twitter updates. Because on Twitter, I have found like 60 different places that you can actually tweet to that do free book promos. I don't personally have the time to sit there every hour and tweet something to a new group. So I use Hootsuite to schedule it out. The plan I use is like $10 a month. And it'll take care of, how many social media accounts do we have on there? Like 15 to 20 at this point? Yeah. So it works really well. Fiverr, that's that guy. I actually use the Content Authority to write descriptions for my books. It's cheap. I pay them like $10 to write a description for my book, and I don't have to worry about it. It sounds really good. It looks really good. Comes across pretty good. Everybody's taking notes. It's always good to see. It means I'm not sucking that bad. All right. And that's pretty much all about me and all about this. That should be enough to launch your book writing career and get you going. Questions, thoughts, comments? Yes.
You were talking about the program with Kindle that you could give the book away for free. Is that something you pay for?
No, it's absolutely free. They want you in it. They make more money if you're in it. So it's free. Yeah, Amazon, Kindle is free. They only charge you when you sell a book. CreateSpace is free. They only charge you when you sell a book. They want your information out there. They only make money when you sell a book. So if you're not selling books, they're not making money.
I heard a lot of, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go.
I heard a lot of negative stories about CreateSpace and them not reporting financial fraud. Did you have any problems with them? No.
No. The only issue with CreateSpace that I have found is if you're wanting to be really famous and have your book in like Barnes and Nobles and Walmarts and places like that, They hate Amazon. They literally hate Amazon. Amazon is taking over their businesses, and there's nothing they can do about it. So, like Walmart used to carry all the Kindle products, and then they realized, hey, we're not selling any books because everybody's buying them on Kindle and on Amazon stores. They don't carry Kindle products. They carry the Note products. Nobody buys from over on there. They don't have to worry about it. But yeah, they've always reported sales and payments just fine for me. Yes.
Have you ever had any problems when you turn your book for the free period where it doesn't go live? Like the free promote? Because I tried to do that once and it took like 18 hours before the book actually went live. And I emailed a bunch of sites to say, hey, my book's going to be free. And then because Amazon didn't really kick it on, they would, mention it. So I didn't know if that was a regular occurrence or a rarity.
I've never had that happen. I'll give you all one sneaky tip. Just because I'm feeling pretty good and I still got 5 minutes left. If you go to Amazon, let's see, Kindle store, I don't really matter. Kindle eBooks. Alright, they have the paid category and free category. People look at these free categories like a whole lot. So this person is ranked #1 of all the free books. Her digital price is $3.99. We are midday. If her free promo ends tonight at midnight, it goes back to $3.99. She moves it back into the paid category. If you wanted to, you could end your free promo right now. Boom. It goes back to paid version. As soon as you hit cancel, it is now a paid version book. Do you know what happens? You stay in the free section until midnight. That's a little bit of free extra money. Especially for her, being #1 out of every book on the free Kindles. She's probably got close to 30,000 downloads. If she swaps over to free or to paid at this point, she's going to get a ton of paid buys because she is going to be #1 in the free section until midnight.
But it's not free.
No.
But it's in the free section.
Yep, because she was there and she ended her promo midday.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's what it's on there.
Makes sense? Any other questions? That was.
What are your next books about?
I just launched the SEO one Tuesday. I've got one coming out on bug out vehicles. That'll be done by. It'll probably be done by Tuesday. And then I've got one on gardening. One on home canning. I did reptiles first because that's what I knew. I'm doing SEO because that's what I do for a living. And then I'm doing gardening and bug out vehicles, and basically the survival niche because those people spend money. And I like money. Again, refer to slide 3. Yeah, this.
You were talking about the series and using the keywords, but what if you really are doing the series? Is there any way to change it? Like say I just put something in now because I think I want to do it, but then I actually title the series.
You can go back into each book and change it.
Okay. And
yeah, they're not stuck that way forever.
Okay. And then how about minimum pages? Like, do you recommend anything? Like, because I would like to do some kind of series and then put it all together. So is there anything that you recommend?
My smallest book is 2,000 words, and it's literally basically a care sheet on roaches, on how to take care of roaches. So 2,000 words minimum. I think it's like 6 or 7 pages with title and everything spaced out. It's 6 or 7 pages. It's a really short book. I charge a whole lot less for it because it is so small. I
Yeah.
only charge 99 cents for that. If you're gonna be in the $2.99 range, then I think my shortest book in there is like 10 pages, which is really about 5 pages worth of content. And most of those are 4,000 to 10,000 words. My bug out bag book is 25,000 words. So it really depends on, oh here, see, I'm gonna do one bad thing that a speaker should never do and show you how horrible of a person I am. None of it's true, I promise. Alright, leopard gecko. You will notice this ring number 4. You'll notice I have one 1-star review. Thankfully it was free, because I would have been rather upset if I had paid for it. Sections of the book seem to be copied and slightly rewarded to avoid plagiarism. There is nothing I can do about this review. It is there forever. Now you would think that would be the death of a book. That is not the death of a book. That is one person that has apparently read a whole bunch of leopard gecko books, and there's only so many ways you can take care of a leopard gecko. So, let's go back over here.
Can you respond to that?
You can.
Is it worth it?
It's not worth it. Every time I've responded to something, it just makes them more angry, and then you look like stupid for even. Yeah. So let's go over here. Leopard geckos. I've got 2 cells on that book. I don't even do anything to that book. That book has not been touched this month. I have made money from that book. Make sense? Just because you got a crappy review doesn't mean it's going to kill off your book. The ones I did not edit before I had put up, they all say, man, this book has tons of spelling errors. I'm like, yeah, I suck as a writer. I know that. That's why I have an editor now. You can find editors for cheap. I think the most I've paid to edit my books is like $20 because they're short. So it's not going to cost you a whole lot. My time is well and over. So if you want to see me, come talk to me. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Hope y'all enjoyed it. At least I enjoyed it. It was fun being up here.
What kind of roaches?
Oh, dubia roaches. It's D-U-B-I-A. And then giant cave roaches. I don't even know the scientific name. So, yeah. One would think I would, but I don't.
You have this on your author page, I'm looking at SEO book, and reptiles, and roaches, and everything, bug out stuff, you know, how do you write it on one author page that has anything to do with all that?
I didn't. I wrote one author page that has to do with my business stuff. You can do pin names. Author Central will let you do 2 other pin names. If you're that concerned with it, create separate Author Central accounts. So just create a Gmail account for each genre you want to be. So there's my information if you want to get in touch with me.
Okay.